Hello, Steady Eddie here, with a brief video to talk about a few things. It's been 16 days, to be precise, since my last radiotherapy session. And since then, I've made a rather disastrous journey to Amsterdam, which I booked, recklessly. Um, I wouldn't have booked that if I'd have known what, well, it was an experiment. It was an experiment. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So how am I coping with the radiotherapy? This video is not just about me. It's about you who may one day undergo such a thing. Well, all the experts said that the weeks afterwards when you really feel unsteady. So this is why my journey to Europe, that European city was a little bit unwise on reflection. But physically, I I I think I'm on the mend, but I'm not really progressing. I still can't walk very far. And I feel wobbly when I stand up or you know attempt to stand up, and if I sit down in a low chair, um, then I struggle to get up again, and I need a helping hand. And if I sit in a high chair, then there's every chance that I'll fall off, like I did in a couple of bars in Pattaya when I was last there. That and I had to be picked up off the floor because my my balance had completely gone by then, and I needed support. So radiotherapy is over. I've got a couple more hospital appointments. One of them is early November, which is just a couple of weeks away, in fact. And I don't actually know what that's about. But the main one, I'm scheduled for an MRI scan at the end of January. So, now about Thailand, people keep, asking me when I'm going to Thailand. Because that's what my channel is known for. That's the main place for me. And I have made a video, uh, before I was given, to put it bluntly, a death sentence. I made a video saying the only place I'm going to this year is Pattaya. Now Thailand is coming up with new rules every day. I'm not going to get on a flight where there's every chance that I will be denied entry to the other end. Now, let me explain. I spent just over the first 6 months this year in Thailand. I I renewed my visa. I can't remember where I renewed the first time, but then I went to Laos. I went to Laos, and I went to Laos, and then I came back into Thailand and spent there, and then I went to Jomtien and Pattaya, and that's where things went pear shaped. That's when things were my big decline, my big physical decline, and including the hospital stays. I was there until early July. I think I was there. I arrived there January the 2nd, and I was there until early July. Can't remember what day it was, but I don't think I'd be allowed back into Thailand somehow if I went before the new year, unless you know different. I mean, they're coming up with. I mean, I renewed my visa twice while I was in that Thai hospital. They took it through immigration, you know, and they they got it renewed for me. A good service by the Thai hospital, but I think I'd be asked too many questions when I went there. I mean, that medical, thing would show up on my records, and I think I'd be asked too many questions if I attempted to go before the new year. So I'll leave that to the new year, because I know that you think, well, you've got a death sentence hanging over you. You know what I mean? Um, so live life to the max while you've got it. I don't feel physically capable of living my life to the max. I'll go back to what I said in the previous video. I was watching a TV interview once about people who had terminal illnesses, and some guy on the panel said, it's a myth really. When you've only got a year to live, you live life to the max. You do all the things that you've always been. You fill out your bucket list in that final year. He said that's a myth. You don't. You're not in the right frame of mind to do that. And I'm I'm- I can't do that long journey right now. With fear that I'd be denied entry at the other end. And they, as for health, they I'm not likely to get health insurance or travel insurance. I'm not likely to get that. So I, they may ask for health insurance at the airport, and I just don't feel confident about going there. Maybe beginning of January. Um, unless you know different. Perhaps you could tell me. But I mean, Thailand is out. So what I'm going to do over the next couple of months, and we're going to fester away with Netflix or Amazon. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm, s- I'm I'm not feeling well. I mean, I mean, I'm able to walk around and do that. You know, at home. I'm able to walk around and stand up and stand up. But any amount of walking, does me in. I, you know, I attempted to walk in Amsterdam, but it just wasn't to be. I had to stop every 20 meters, 20 meters or so, and hold on to everywhere I walked. I had to hold on to onto something like a rail or something, and So anyway, t- I'll. They said give it a month after radiotherapy, and that's when you'll start to feel a bit better. So maybe physically better, but I'm not optimistic about that right now. I'm not optimistic. I think the reports that I've heard about glioblastoma is it is a death sentence. It is a death sentence. Rather than physically improve, I'm I'm pessimistic. I keep thinking that the great decline is gonna happen before long, and when I lost my balance and was falling over, first of all in a hotel room and then in bars in Pattaya, that was horrible. That was a horrible feeling. And not being able I thought, what is happening? What is happening? I, I think it'd be unwise for me to attempt to go before I have that MRI scan and the results. Maybe it'd be unwise, but I've done unwise things before. So, yeah. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.